I spent 2 days locked up in Yaba PANTI. And aside from losing my mom, that was absolutely the worst experience of my entire life. Or more. I'm sure a lot of people will be in the comments now celebrating, say, yes, they don't finally lock up. Yes, good for you. It's where we thank God we survived it. Anyway, I just wanted to come here and share my experience being locked up for the very first time in jail. Hopefully my last, because I don't want to ever do anything where it would make me see inside cell again. More. So police invited me. I went to Yaba PANTI. You know, we did all of that. So showed me the petition. I wrote statement. They now told me that I was going to be detained. More, my mind started to beat like this because of all the stories I don't hear. Now Yaba PANTI is the most notorious, you know, police station. And there they lock the craziest of all the criminals. Hey God. You know when you're so scared, where shit will come, they worry you. Hot shit been they worry me. I beg the officer, say I beg, make I go shit. Because in my mind, in that place, now people were shitting on their body, people were pissing on their body. That's what me I was imagining, that there was no even toilet, nothing, you know, or more. Thankfully, there was actually a toilet inside the jail. So they begged the police officer, say, officer, I beg, make I go shit. The man no agree. By this time, they have removed my shoe, removed all my this thing. I just did. They walk out barefooted for that place, like, see, Anyway, they took me to the jail cell. As they just brought me to the gate of the jail, like this, your barrage of boys just came. You know, they pushed those one back, opened the cell, threw me inside, and locked it. So when I got into the cell, one rugged-looking guy now came, stood in my front. Another one was behind me. He now told me that I should dobale and say, good afternoon, officer. So they call like high-ranking inmates inside that cell. They call themselves officer. Say I should dobale and say, good afternoon, officer. That's why I lie down flat on the ground. I say, good afternoon, officer. I stand up. They say, dobale again. I lie down again. Good afternoon, officer. Inside this cell, there is no furniture of any kind. It's just an open cell, and then, you know, this kind of toilet tiles on the ground. The place itself is not even fully covered. So mosquito, oh my goodness, the mosquito wait there inside that place. So everybody, they lie down on top, bed tiles, cold. You know, Lagos, where rain they fall anyhow. It rain even fell that night. So you have to lie down on that bed tiles. No furniture of any kind. You know, immediately when I reach like this, I come back and say, can I go and use the toilet? Can I go and ease myself? So now pit latrine. Inside that same room like this, towards the left, you have the like 4 pit latrines there. So I went there, I eased myself. There's no door to this pit latrine. So you know how pit latrine they smell. So imagine pit latrine inside cell. How the thing they smell, no door. So see where you are sleeping, see pit latrine here. So all the smell from all the pit latrine just they come up, they enter inside the cell. So you are literally sleeping in a toilet. And they breathe in pit latrine, they breathe out pit latrine throughout my time there. Bruh, I said the absolute worst. But it now turns out that I was even lucky. Imagine me finding myself in such a situation, and I found out that I'm even lucky because they said that is actually one of the best cells there. That if it was like the other one that I went to, if they say they go drop me for that one, saying first of all now beating they go use welcome me, and that place, that other cell, camera no dey. So in our own cell, there's one camera. The camera doesn't cover the entire cell. But because of the camera, you know, people have to, you know, behave themselves because they are watching us. So that other side, there was no camera there. And they say there's no light in that other side. Safe to say they carry me go there. See my own for finish. So I even thank God. Inside that situation where I did, I still thank God. Bro, when I just entered, they tell me to make I go sit down one place. After I don't use toilet, I go sit down for one place or more. Bro, I almost cried. Like, you know how when cry go they build up, they come like they hold them back. Say, oh, mom, don't go cry for here. If you cry now, fuck up, oh. You know, because other email they come they see me, they cry. In my mind, this me thinking, they try counter, they cry, they build up. I won't cry. Cry be they build up like this. So they counter, they cry. Say, oh, mom, no go cry for here. Now mess up, oh. Because all these other people now, if you can't see you, say you be weakling, you be pussy. If you can't, they, you know, they use them for you. Say make I do like man. So now so I quench the cry, they build up. They come like this. When my mom passed, I didn't cry. But when I was inside this cell, cry, they come. So that is to tell you, bro. So I did eventually cry, sha. I man am. I you know, suppress the cry, sha. So I sit down there. Luckily for me again, in fact, now God just saved me for this entire issue. I was so lucky. Luckily for me again, some of the inmates within inside that jail, they now recognize me. In fact, so the longer you are in that cell, the higher up you get in the hierarchy, because they have like a government. So the longest person, the person that has been there the longest is automatically the president of the cell. So like the second in charge, he has been there the second longest. So he was the second in charge. That guy was like, I know this guy. As he see my face, he can say, I know you now. Now they give us top 10 this thing. So a few other people even recognize me. So because that guy, who is like one of the leaders of the cell, he knew who I was. And they watch my saying they follow me, saying get many accounts, all those accounts, saying even turn on notification for my post. So no be say in just they see me like now my staunch follower. So he really can't like me, and he was one of the leaders of the cell. You see how lucky I I really thank God though. So I was so lucky. So that guy comes, I know you now. I love your content so much. The guy like me. And so the guy can't take me on that in wing. So if not, waiting did they do Alejo for inside cell. So because of that guy, you know, after he now recognized me and knew who I was, it became like I didn't suffer the same fates that other Alejos used to suffer. Those other Alejo will come because we're locked up in that cell. We are like 60. So I was locked up with 60 other guys in that jail, people from all over, you know, different spheres of life, whether poor, whether rich, they for inside that place. In fact, some of the inmates, they were saying that that cell is the same cell where Naira Marley was locked up. I don't know how true that is, but that's what they said. You know, so we plenty for inside the cell. So that our cell, they call them Singapore. When you enter the hotel, you say, welcome to Singapore. So it's called Singapore because it's actually one of the best of all the cells in that place. So I was incredibly lucky. I don't even know how that came. It's horrible, but it's better than what it would have been if I didn't. Now they laugh. That time it was not funny. So because this one of the leaders of the cell knew who I was, I had it a little easier. So they have like some mats, few mats and beds. Those beds, like this kind of student bed, wretched student bed, it was reserved for the leaders of the cell, the president and his vice president. You know, that one is reserved for them. So normally now, on top that ties, everybody they sleep on top the cold ties in the night. No mosquito they bite you, cold will enter your body. But because that guy knew me, when night time reach, he can carry me, he can give me one wretched bed. It was a luxury, like to sleep on one wretched old smelling bed, so that my body will not touch the cold ties. You know, the bed, it was not that thick, very, you know, but it was actually better than, you know, sleeping on the tiles. So I enjoyed that luxury. Then they no beat me, they no giddy me again. You know, the other guys, they beat them, but because that guy took me under his wing, now nobody can they giddy me. But what else happened for that place again? Some things I no go fit talk. Some things I no go fit talk for these videos. I'm gonna leave that one. You know, everybody always talks about how the Nigerian police is horrible and all of them, they are so bad. It's not everybody. Some of them were actually nice. Some of the police officers, I cannot call their names, but some of them were actually really nice and they treated us, you know, well. So kudos to them, kudos to them. And lastly, before I end this video, I want to thank Auntie Dayo for being so forgiving. If not that she actually later forgave me, I would have been there a lot longer. I would have gone through a lot more. You know, it would have been a lot worse, you know. So thank you very much, ma. And I no one ever see inside cell again. No. I'm going to be doing other videos talking about, like, for example, I'm going to talk about top 5 PANTI slangs. If you don't go PANTI, you go recognize all the slangs. They will say jam gate. Anytime a police officer come gate, to tell you say jam gate, they will come call your name, maybe your investigative officer won't see you or whatever, maybe your family come visit you or something. They'll tell you say jam gate. You go rush, go. You know, so many slangs like that. I'm going to do a video about that. Then the cell has, you know, I told you that they have like a government in the cell. So there are about 15 rules of that particular cell. You know, I'm going to do a video talking about that. If you've been locked up in PANTI before, drop a comment in the comment section. We'll create an association of people we don't see inside PANTI before. See you guys in my next video. Bye. Top 5 famous Nigerians that have HIV. At number 5 is Hanks Anuku. Hanks Anuku is a famous Nollywood actor. You know, he came out to talk about his HIV positive status and how he lost so many acting gigs, you know, after he announced that he's HIV positive. And I'm like, that's so crazy. That's still happening in present day. It's so crazy. This guy particularly has been through a lot. You know, first is his HIV status, and then sometimes back he was trending online that, you know, he kind of ran mad. You know, a video of him or multiple videos of him, you know, looking tattered on the street were trending. I'm like, you know, only one man. Anyway, at number 4 is Yinka Jegede Ekpe. You know, she's the first Nigerian woman to publicly announce her HIV positive status, and then she went on to found a support organization named the Nigerian Community of Women Living with HIV and AIDS. So she's a very, very popular Nigerian that has publicly announced that he has HIV. That's crazy. At number 3 is Dayo Amusa. She's a famous Nollywood actress. She has discussed her decision to go public with her HIV status and how it affected her acting career. So that's very interesting. At number 2 is Chika Wonder. Chika Wonder has a TikTok channel dedicated to talking about his HIV status and how he even got the HIV. According to him, he used to be very, very promiscuous. So, and that's how he got HIV. He has been on so many podcasts. He has been with this guy where they talk saying they only interview people where their life don't spoil. I've forgotten his name now. So, he doesn't have so many followers, but he's pretty famous. If you like this list, I want to that list like this, please follow and like for more and let us know in the comment section what is your HIV status and when last did you get tested. Me, I think I got tested like 2 months back. Right, I wasn't feeling well. Then the doctor said I should go and do an entire barrage of tests. I said I don't really need all these tests. We did all the tests, everything came back, fine. Anyway, if you're looking to get into content creation, I have a masterclass where I'll personally guide and coach you for as long as you need, and all for 100,000 naira. So send me a DM if you want a nice customized necklace just like this one. Send me a DM, it's just 20,000 naira. Lastly, at number 1 is of course Fela Kuti. Fela Kuti was a famous Nigerian musician. Fela Kuti was said to be an AIDS denialist. He did not believe in HIV and AIDS, neither did he believe in condoms. Unfortunately, in 1997, Fela Kuti passed away of complications from HIV and AIDS, and since then, his son, Seun Kuti, has been an advocate for HIV and AIDS awareness in Nigeria and outside of Nigeria.